Welcome to this quick demo of D4ESQL, a powerful new feature from Mart for Excel or D4E. If you've ever wished you could run SQL directly inside your spreadsheet, meaning the full-blown SQL, without writing code or waiting on IT, you're going to love this. SQL D4E is a dynamic Excel function that lets you write and execute SQL on your own data right within a cell, just like you would use VLOOKUP or XLOOKUp. But instead of looking up just one value, D4E SQL returns full results using full SQL logic on complete databases, even external ones. Let's have a look at the format. Here is your D4E SQL functions. As you can see, it generates or returns what's called a spill result. It generates, using that single formula, it generates a range of values. Here is another one, and it says D4E SQL sales, G. So sales, G actually define an SQL that is located elsewhere. Let's have a look at where sales, G can be found. It is found in the sheet called sales and within that column G. So as you can see, column G is a valid SQL code. There are comments and there are actual code. In the comments, there are certain formats. We have this driver section, and in this driver section is where we define what we will actually have as the source of data or the tables. So it will work with Excel data, it will work with CSV data, it will work with external files, and it will work with real DBMS such as Oracle, SAP, Teradata, IBM DB2. And you can see that there are multiple SQLs in this sheet, and you can have other sheets as well. And each one of them can be referenced by our formula for D4E SQL. Here it's saying use the sales F, meaning in the F column you should find an SQL, and in here in the A column you should find another SQL, and they could be looking at either data from somewhere here or even data from external. Let's look closely at this particular SQL. As you can see, the command is to select rows from A. Now A is defined as a range with somewhere within this spreadsheet, and it says look at sheet docs.budget data, and then from A1 to F10 is defined what we would call table A. Another definition would be docs.sales from that sheet and for that range, and that is what we'll call table B. But if we look at our SQL, it says from A, from docs, we want to select rows with account like beginning with 4. So here's your budget data, and it says somewhere here, A1 to F11, that is the source of our table A. You can, of course, make it larger if you want. As we go back to our call, if we were to refresh this, it will show, as you can see, it showed beginning with 4. Let's change the SQL just so we can refresh it. Let's say we want to have all the accounts beginning with 5. So now if we refresh this call, we should see accounts beginning with 5, and it should come from our data source. So the way to refresh it, or the way to actually run the SQL and refresh it, there are several ways. One way is to go here, and there is our SQL, and then it should now refresh. So the SQL that we referred to here is being reused, and it is being rerun, and therefore we are getting the data. And we can see it is the data we were after, where account begins with 5. So that's how simple it is. If you've used other tools like SQLookup, as you can see, D4ESQL goes several steps further. It can access Oracle and other large external databases simply because you can just define them using ODBC through here, and you can define your SQL through that, and it will just work the same. So SQL supports all those databases as well as for and whatever SQL they hold. For other simple cases like within this spreadsheet, it uses the SQLite, which is an open source syntax. So there you go. For this is what's available in the D4E standard edition. If you were to get the D4E advanced edition, you can even have more functionalities such as automatically scheduling or automatically running macros, and it will even make it easier to rerun your SQLs or to rerun your spreadsheets. And that's it for D4ESQL. Thank you very much.